International Labour Organization says that 7 in every 1,000 Africans is a slave today.
Slavery was everywhere,
hundreds of slaves are sold every week in Libya, as CNN has reported. Pakistan is the global centre of slavery around the world. So why are you not protesting outside the embassies of Cameroon and Sudan? There are 800,000 slaves in Cameroon today. The fact that you're more concerned about things that happened 200 years ago, rather than the plight of people today, tells me all that I need to know about the real cause here. This is about undermining Britain and the West, and it's an avaricious cash grab. The fact that you're more concerned about the past than the living horrors of people in Africa says everything.
What's up, amazing people of YouTube? Hope you guys are feeling good. My name is Elaru, your amazing host, and today I'm back with another super video I want to check out you guys. This is called You're Not a Victim. You're on national TV. Historian destroys BLM race activist over reparations. For those who don't know what BLM is, it's Black Lives Matter. And with a title like that, we can all but guess what's going to go on in this video. So let's not guess much longer, and let's check this out.
Britain doesn't owe a single penny or an apology. We've apologized in 1840. Prince Albert made an abject apology at the time. That's been done and dusted. We've spent a sum equivalent to 2% of our GDP enforcing an end to the slave trade. We spent £20 million, a sum equivalent to £20 billion today, 43% of our entire budget freeing the slaves in 1833. This is quite simply an avaricious cash grab by the Commonwealth countries, who are largely middle-income countries. Look, it goes without saying, slavery was horrific. The horrors that were endured by the slaves, certainly if they were alive today, they would deserve reparations. And if we had this discussion 200 years ago, I would be in favour of reparations. But the reality is there are no victims of British Empire slavery alive today. And reparations are fundamentally a matter of tort law, that's TORT law.
Perpetrators of the slavery,
they were in before the
they are not alive.
Caused. And there aren't any. In fact, the descendants of slaves today are far better off and have a far higher quality of life than their ancestors had never
people they left in their mother countries.
For real. In the world are African Americans, then they're followed by Black Canadians and Black Brits. You know, the Caribbean nations have incomes which are 10 times higher than those in West Africa. Their life expectancy is 10 to 15 years longer. You know, Iman, you're not a victim of slavery. You made actually quite a nice life out of talking about slavery, and you wouldn't be here on national TV discussing this were you not a descendant of a slave. It's time for us to move on from that. This is 6 generations ago.
Man, he gets my point.
2 generations ago, my family were deported to slave labor camps in Russia, in Siberia and Kazakhstan from Poland. My family were tortured and murdered. My grandfather's brother was murdered in the Katyn massacre by the Russians as well. I don't feel like I'm a victim. I'm not claiming for compensation. That's within my 2 generations, let alone 6 or 7 generations. None of this is about slavery at all. If it was, people like Iman would be campaigning actively against the 10 million slaves living in Africa.
Many people do. No, it's actually 50 million slaves around the world, and we do talk about it. You just don't talk about the slavery
Let me finish now. Let me finish. The International Labour Organization says that 7 in every 1,000 Africans is a slave today.
Slavery was everywhere,
hundreds of slaves are sold every week in Libya, as CNN has reported. Pakistan is the global centre of slavery around the world. So why are you not protesting outside the embassies of Cameroon and Sudan? There are 800,000 slaves in Cameroon today. The fact that you're more concerned about things that happened 200 years ago, rather than the plight of people today, tells me
what's happening now. It's funny
about the real cause here. This is about undermining Britain and the West, and it's an avaricious cash grab. The fact that you're more concerned about the past than the living horrors of people in Africa says everything.
We're concerned about today. Let me just be clear. Yes, we are. Let's just be clear.
This country, what protests have you done? What protests have you been on?
You've just spoken. I haven't been on a protest in many years because I've been on TV. So let's just make that clear. Hold on a second.
You did BLM protests, but you won't go and protest modern slavery.
It's Sky News.
You see? I mean, I don't know who this guy is, but I love him already. He just hit the nail on the head without mincing words. He even gave himself as an example. 2 generations ago, his grandfather. Left to me, that isn't all that long. So, he is not asking for reparations. he is not asking to be compensated. Do you know why? Because he wasn't there. He didn't experience it. He didn't live the life. Just as he said, if this issue of reparations was discussed 200 years ago, when the slave trade was a very big boom, then yes, I mean, FYI, everyone would actually, go hard for the reparations on the black community. But now, I mean, over 2 centuries ago, or 2 centuries later rather, you are still asking for compensation for something that neither you, your mother, your grandmother, her great-grandmother experienced. Whoa. And the thing is, most of them there in those countries, they're actually doing far better than, their black counterparts that were left behind in West Africa. That's the truth. Because by the time, or due to the slave era, when they went there, as slavery became non-existent, because it actually became non-existent, they actually started earning a living, making a life for themselves. And they're doing far better. I mean, look at her. She's on national TV, pushing forth her views. She's earning a whole lot of money. But she's pushing forth the wrong thing. Now, he asked her, you say there's slavery going on. You know what? Fine. We agree. Child trafficking, it's a form of slavery. Domestic household buying and selling, selling of young servants, name of houseboys and housegirls. Then selling children to push drugs. Child soldiers. What other example do we have to give? Now, slavery isn't what it used to be in the 40s and the 50s. When men or black men are bound hand and foot, taken across the sea, forced into hard labor, beaten to a pulp, starved of food and all that. But there's still a form of slavery going on, and that's the crux of the whole matter. Now, this form of slavery, are they protesting against it? Are their objectives focused on ending this particular modern day slavery? Because people still get trafficked, people still get sold, drugs are still being pushed. There are still a whole ton of child soldiers. So that's why he asked her, why are you protesting on the places that are not in any way affiliated with these? Like he mentioned Libya, that children are taken across the border, sold on a daily. Why won't you, set up a campaign in Libya, protest there, and see that a change is made? Why are you asking for recompense of something that has happened 200 years ago? It makes no sense. As he said, we have to move on. We have to move on. That's just the truth. We can't keep dwelling in the past when things are going bad now. We have to go forward, make a plan to end the modern day slavery, sex trafficking, child trafficking, anything trafficking. End it. And stop asking for reparations of things you didn't even experience. Anyway, guys, leave your thoughts on this in the comment section. And please remember to leave a thumbs up at the end of this video. If you're joining us for the first time, please remember to subscribe to the channel and click that bell button to be notified when we drop a new video on this channel. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe and God bless.